this chateau just not want it to be Christmas? Anyway, it's another cold day. I realised last time I never really showed you the after, which is kind of a mistake I keep making. But the work that Nick's done over the last few days is amazing, and let me just show you around the difference already this is making to how the chateau looks, but how the grounds have really opened up. So at the back of the chateau now, I mean, it looks so creepy with this mist, but there's two limes there, two massive limes, and this yew tree, which you couldn't even see before, massively opened it up. I mean, there's a lot being cut. This massive oak here was leaning right over the yew tree, so Nick climbed it and dismantled it piece by piece.
Try it over that way, so I'm going to try and put this straight at you there.
Now the good thing with having Nick is that all this lumber that I've cut down can be used, can be planked and used for landscaping or to build a cabin. Well, let me talk to you about the cabin. So from the start of this project I always knew I needed to be on site for the work really to crack on, and well, the chateau's it's just a little way off of being habitable. So the plan was always to get a little cabin on site where I could live and work, and I thought this area here would be a good area for it. It's kind of got to be somewhere that's near to the chateau to do the work, to make it convenient, but out of the way a bit so it doesn't look ugly while I'm renovating. So that's why I'm thinking this back area. So the hunt's still on for all these markers and a path right through the forest. It's so hard because it's so dense, this forest. So I'm still just pacing up and down, trying to find this fine line of where the boundary is. Now interestingly, as I'm walking down to find this boundary, as we approach the swimming pool, I've got an old document that says here, when the children first arrived, is where they created the vegetable garden, and I've actually got a picture of them working on it. Here's that. Now this picture involves one very special person, and that's a guy called Bill Graham, and he went on to be a famous rock and roll producer in America and is in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And that's a picture of him working right here. They said they produced a load of potatoes and stuff for the garden. Food was scarce because it was wartime. That's pretty cool, right? That's just the corner of the swimming pool there. The boundary goes deep into the forest there. Now these are quite a cool thing. As I'm following the wall down, there's these little pockets about every 10 metres. And I can only assume, or I'd like to imagine, that these could have little candle lights in them. And when this whole wall was cleared, you'd be able to follow the wall and it'd all be lit up. Really cool little thing. Well, this kind of marks the end of the wall. So I know a marker should be here somewhere. Maybe it's this side. Aha! One. So from here, the chateau's kind of right through the dense woodland that way, and it's just this line I'm trying to determine and get. Now I've got a pin on Google Maps and I'm trying to follow it, but it's so dense and overgrown, so I'm going to walk this now and just see, but it's quite a way. I've ended up with like 15 acres here. Somewhere in this direction. Oh, hang on. Huh. What's an old door lock doing this deep in the forest? Could be anything in here. You know, as I'm walking through this woodland, it just reminds me of all the children that were here and all the stories they had, and imagine them playing through the grounds. There's one story in particular that I found out, and it's actually been made into a film. The journey this girl and these children went on to get here is absolutely amazing. So it was a girl called Fanny Ben-Ami who, when they were fleeing Germany, there was a group of 15 children with them. And they were with an adult who was going to get them safely here. It was all organised by the people here to get these children here. Turned out that the adult couldn't go. She got stopped by the Nazis on the way. She couldn't go with the children. So she looked to Fanny, who was 13 at the time, to take this group of 15-year-old children and bring them across the border all the way here. And the journey that brought them, trying to avoid the Nazis over the border, getting shot at, faking paperwork, trying to get all the children safely here. And this young girl managed to do that whole journey and looked after these children and was a mother to these children. And they slept in various barns on the way here to try and avoid all the Nazis because it was occupied France, until they crossed the border into unoccupied France and made their way here, where they stayed for a good few years. And she wrote a book about this, which then later got made into a film, and I'm just really going through it now. But there's so many stories like that of individuals and their story here, and how the chateau was a massive, massive refuge, and people in this local area put their lives on the line to save these children. You know, this whole journey, as you know, started 2 years ago. That's when this all began. Chris, who was helping me with the pointing, has said there's a chateau ruin, so we're going to sort of have a look for it, because we're going to be passing it. So we're just approaching it now. We think it's up here. Oh wow, look.
Look at them gates. Oh my goodness. There it is.
Last year I thought about how things can come around just like that if everyone is here to celebrate one day. We have our ups and downs, but when there's love there's always a way. And oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate.
And from that very moment I knew I had to save this place. But you know, back then I thought I was buying a chateau and restoring a chateau, and all this stuff I found out, all the stories, all the history with the children. I was never buying a chateau. I was buying this massive monument to how people can help other people, and how all these Jewish children were saved and given refuge, and the importance of doing the right thing for people at a time when they needed it. And you know, this place for me now, it was more than a home. Maybe it was built as a home or a party place, but that was never its main purpose throughout its whole history. What this offered all them hundreds of children was a safe haven and a chance at a great future in life. And many of them went on to do amazing things, and even the ones that weren't so pronounced or in the public eye, still had a great life. And that was because of this place and the people that ran it. So there's a massive burden on me now, thinking I bought a chateau, and actually what I really bought was a massive historical monument to the saviour of these children. You know, I think it's important for this place to carry on with that ethos of being a place that can offer refuge or inspiration to people, whether it's you guys watching, getting inspired by a building coming back to life, or it's what it gives back to the community. I think it's important for the main purpose of this place to be a place that helps and gives opportunities to people. Anyway, it's all getting very philosophical and soppy, but I just want you to know how important this place is and how much I'm going to do to justify that in this renovation. And I'll see you very soon.